Hello, 7th grade. We are going to be working on section 7.6, which are line graphs. This should come after 7.3 and 7.4. So you should watch this video before Wednesday. That's what my schedule says. Real quick, got to tell you a story. This weekend, I had a pretty crazy thing happen. I actually shot an elephant in my pajamas, which was kind of weird because I don't know how he got into my pajamas. So, moving on, line graphs. Okay, so what line graphs are is you take information from tables, like here, measuring someone's height over the course of how old they are, and then you put it into a line graph. Now, here's what's important about line graphs. The numbers that go up consistently always need to be on the x-axis, which right here is the x-axis and this is the y. Okay, so if I look here at age or I look here at height, I have to ask myself, which of these goes up consistently by the same amount? And the truth is, time will almost always be on the x because time is constant. Now, this goes up from 2 to 36, so I need to go up by a certain number that, click the wrong button, goes up by a certain number so that I don't have to label this every one. So I'm going to go by 4s. 4, 8, oh my gosh. My computer's going crazy here. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and 36. That's very lucky. Now over here, this is time. I'm going to do height. This goes up to 52, so I'm going to go up by 10s, and so on and so forth. Now, it doesn't matter what you go up, but then you just have to graph the data. So I have to graph the point 2 months, 20 inches. So 2 months would be right here, 20 inches would be right there. I'm going to graph it in black here. Then I need to graph the point 4 months, 22 inches. So there's 4, there's about 22. And then I go 10 months, which is right there, and I go up to 35, which would be right about here. Then I go to 12 months, and I go 36, so a tiny, tiny bit above. Then I go to 24 months, way over here, 48. Whoops. Right about there. And then 36 months, I'd go up to 52, right about there. Now, a line graph means that we look at all of these ordered pairs and we will actually connect them with a line. And when you're done, it'll look something like this. Okay, so there's our line graph. And we can make estimations about that and whatever, but everything fit on the data, and now we can see our table as represented by something else. So if we're given the line graph, now we might have to make estimations about data. So when it asks us, what is the population in the year 1990? We look at our line graph and we find years down here on the bottom. We find 1990, which is right here, and we go up to our point, which is right there, and we say that is about, so about 6 million. Okay, and then we look at 2000, same thing. Here's our point. We go right about there. That looks like it's about, I'd say 5.8 million. But all we're doing is reading the line graph, reading the points, and seeing the connections between them. Okay? And these are what we call double line graphs. The blue, or this line here, is represented Sydney, Australia. And the red right here represents Salem, South Dakota. Up here is the temperature, and down here on the bottom is the months. And so it asks us a couple questions. Number one, which months was Sydney hotter than Salem? And so, well, it looks like January, February, March, and April. All those months. And then it asks us, what was Salem's temp in April? Well, Salem's right here. This is April. So it looks like about 22, 23 degrees Fahrenheit, because it's labeled in Fahrenheit. Okay, line graphs are not too tough. I know you've seen them before. Now here's what I want you to do. This web page will be set up on the website. It's the same one we've been going to pretty frequently. Okay, I want you to do 10 problems. And your grade in class tomorrow is on your sheet of paper. You have to tell me how many you got correct out of 10. Okay? So I just need to see a number, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, whatever. I just want to see how many you got right going to this website and doing line graphs tomorrow in class. We'll focus on 1 through 10. All right, see you tomorrow.